Hello, thank you for tuning in to this section of reads. This should be on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca. If you're seeing it anywhere else, it's not the right place. It should be on James 13 Wicca on YouTube. The info on the dice and the cards I'm using is going to be below. Also, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And without further delay, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aries? Is that the 9 of Pentacles? Self-sufficiency. Sounds about right. What's going on with that? Somebody very similar is here. That's it. Why is that good? Huh. That's interesting. Okay, so a dream from the past. A dream from the past is definitely affecting where you're going next. There's something connected with a dream from the past. For some of you, I'm not sure exactly where it's going just yet. Could be actualizing something that you wanted to do. Could be revisiting a thought, or it's almost like, you know, could be something like maybe you wanted to be a hockey player when you were young, and now something where you get to be more involved with that aspect, or become a, like, I don't know about being a hockey player, but like being more connected to the situation and bringing that energy back into your life might come in, something like that. It could be bringing back something from the past that maybe you used to dream about, but you kind of let go for a while, and maybe you're going to bring it back again, something like that. You got the Lover's card here. It could be, doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be romance, but it could. The Lover's card is here. It could. Doesn't have to be. Just because that card shows up doesn't have to mean that's what it means. You gotta go a little deeper with it and find out. Could, doesn't have to be. If this reading is hitting, if it's something like that, it's something from the past that either you wanted, more likely you wanted. If it's going to go down that road, it's either somebody you knew and it never went there, or somebody that you knew of, and now maybe you're going to have your chance with somebody you knew of. The first step in this situation, okay, why not? Is to realize you do have possibilities. You definitely do have possibilities here. This is the trap card, the 8 of Swords, and I'm getting, some of you might not have moved forward with something in the past, an aspiration, a possibility with a romance, who knows, whatever it works for you. It's weird because this is going to keep popping up, I know that, but still, it doesn't have to be romance. It can be an aspiration, dream, a need, a want, something like that. The first part is to understand that you do have a possibility here. A possibility for something. I get that it may not be cut and dry, though. It may not be cut and dry. So it may look a little different in application than you thought it would. But the reality of something might be also coming forward so that you have a chance to try something and experience something that you have wanted to before. Maybe, but you haven't yet. Okay. Ace of Swords and the Magician. But they both come in like this, which means there's a chance for them to actualize in this situation, but there's more attention that needs to be put here. When they're on their side in this situation, I'm getting, they could go right side up or they could just kind of fizzle out. So it depends on what you want to do. It depends how important this is for you. You might be a little bit too comfortable with how things currently are. You might be a little bit too comfortable believing you can't do this. That might hold you back. Just keep that in mind. Something here will meet you, whatever it is, if you go towards it, it will meet you halfway. This is the Knight of Fire. Sometimes I think of this as the Aries card. Sometimes this does remind me of Aries. So it's a very compatible energy. We have possibilities here. Will it be exactly what you wanted from the past? I don't feel like it's exactly what you wanted, but there's something coming out of this that's more than worth your while. Experiencing something that maybe I feel like either I didn't think I'd actually have the chance to, or maybe I thought was out of my reach for one reason or another. It will meet you halfway. Why? Okay, there's something else with that. Ace? No, what number is it? 9 of Fire and the Moon reversed. The 9 of Fire also comes in like this. Letting down, this energy here is letting down its guard, but not totally. One of the reasons you'll get closer with it is because you match the energy. It has to experience you first to understand that you do match the energy. When they realize that, I don't know why I'm getting a stutter today, but apparently I am. When they do experience that, that's when you'll get farther into the situation. So it's kind of like, it's not going to be just like you show up and, hey, we're cool. It's going to kind of be like you show up, they got to kind of feel out your flavor, and then they're like, oh, you're like me. You're good. I like you. And then it just kind of comes in. You do have what it takes to do this. That is very interesting. 4 of Cups and the Strength card. This, I don't think this is going to look exactly like you originally envisioned it. It's not going to look exactly like how you originally wanted it. The question is, are you going to let that hold you back? It's still more than worthwhile. The thing is, addressing that is where your power comes from. Because there's a possibility coming in really fast. And addressing what's not a match, and this goes in levels. Addressing what is not a match will help you get this situation. It's very ironic to me. It's kind of like realizing that this is not exactly what I wanted it to be. This isn't like if you dreamed about being a hockey star and you're like, well, I get to go and I get to converse with these people. Maybe I get to, work with these people. Like I remember one person told me that they became a masseuse and they worked with this team, and they were like, not a masseuse. It wasn't, I don't think that's the right word. There was something else because they did something with the team. Like, I feel like it was more higher up in the medical field. I don't know what it was, but I don't think it was a masseuse. But anyway, they got to work with this team and they were there. They wanted to be a player. They weren't an actual player, but they were working with the team, and they did get to experience a lot of stuff like these other people were experienced. Not everything, but some of it that was very important. And it's addressing that will actually move you forward. It's the 10 of Swords with the rejection, kind of like, this isn't exactly what I was hoping for. And just addressing that and reevaluating what is in front of you and looking at like, wait, what was a fantasy here? What was a fantasy from the past with the 6 of Cups? And even though that maybe there was part of this was a fantasy from the past, what could it actually make here? What could actually come from this? You do have the ability to just walk away from it. If this isn't that important, it's not that hard to walk away from it. You definitely can do that. I'm feeling like that would not be a fun moment. Like, it's kind of like passing up on a beautiful experience. Even though it's not exactly what you originally wanted, it's kind of like, if you give it a shot, you may find out that it's a lot better than you expected it to be. I don't know why I got that stutter going on today. I don't usually stutter, but today I got like this weird stutter going on. So it can happen. Again, this energy has to get to know you for a second to feel like you do match. You offer a lot of healing to this situation. So your presence, even though I feel like it's not originally what I wanted, but when I understand and address it for what it will be, still, I feel like I still very much love it. I do feel like I just got to reevaluate it and recategorize what it will be or could be. I feel like I can still love it very much. I feel like it's more than worthwhile. And you do offer a lot of healing to the other side of this situation. There's a lot you're offering here. There's a lot you're giving in return. So I do see that being a beautiful connection here with this situation. You do seem to be a very healing energy here. That Four of Swords is a healing card, in case you were not aware. How do we get there? I don't think this is just like one moment, by the way. I feel like I'm going into, like I might go into something. I might become a part of something. What is that? The Nine of Swords, but it's coming in like this, which means it's a little stressful, but not the worst situation. Partial stress. And then the Tower card reversed. I feel like I am kind of nervous, but it's not that bad once I get into it. Then nothing really bad is going to happen. When the Tower is reversed in this situation, I don't feel bad about it at all. I feel like I'm more worried about things not going the way I wanted them to. Oh, that's your card, the Emperor. The Emperor, and what's this other one? The Four of Coins. There's something here that you can, I feel like you can link in with this and become more of a permanent connection with it. I keep thinking, I don't think I gave it right, but like this one person, they wanted to be on the team. They weren't on the team, but they ended up working with the team constantly. And I don't know what the vocation was. It's just going right over my head. But it may be something like that. Like I can still work with the team. I won't be on the team, but I'm still important to the team. I'm still a viable member in my own way. So, you know what I mean? I hope this makes sense, because there's a possibility where you can get in there and grab into something, and this can be a beautiful thing for you. Not the original way I envisioned it, but still a beautiful thing. If you allow this to happen, whatever it is, I'm getting, you're going to be surprised how much you love it. I feel like once I settle into it, I feel like this is, I really do fit here. I really do like this a lot better. I remember, I don't remember what their vocation was, but I remember them also mentioning that the way that they were adding into the team, they actually liked it better being a part of the situation without having to deal with the fame aspect. Apparently a lot of people who are famous find that to be more of a problem than a beautiful thing. Some people like it. I feel like a lot of them don't. Like if they're actors or sports figures or whatever you got, they love doing what they do. They do like some positive energy coming towards them. That's nice, but it can become more of a hindrance than a help. It can be something else that they have to manage, and not all of them like it. So you might be surprised at how good this actually fits. Because I feel like this person, when they were telling me this, I remember it very little, like they were really thankful that they didn't have to deal with that. They didn't realize what it was actually like until because they were a part of the team in their own way. So they got to hear the stories and what people had to deal with and what they had to do to get around this and what they could and couldn't do because of the fan aspect. And they were glad that they didn't have to deal with that, because it sounds like more of a hassle than anything else. You may be surprised, something that you thought, well, I want it this way for these aspects. And then when you get into it, you're like, I see other people dealing with those aspects not as good as I thought they were. Actually, I like the way I'm dealing with it a lot better. I like my connection a lot better the way it is. There's something here where I feel like I've already said it, but in case I'm not saying it right, you might be able to add into this and stay with it for quite a long time. If you don't want to, then you won't. But I'm getting it's something that you will have the option, maybe that's the way I'm supposed to say, option to add into it and stick with it for quite a while if you decide it's worth your while. I think we're there. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.